Crazy times we're in right now, but thankfully we've got a plethora of comic book movies to keep us busy no matter what streaming service we're signed up for. So all week long, Comicbook.com are covering the best comic book movies you can watch on each of the major platforms, because that's sort of our thing. And today we're logging on to Netflix. What's up guys, KILLIAN here, and these are the 10 best comic book movies to binge. Kicking off the list at number 10, Ghost Rider. By no means am I suggesting that Ghost Rider is in the top tier of comic book movies, but this was arguably the beginning of the kooky Nicolas Cage era, so his performance alone is worth checking out. Plus, it was admittedly cool to see Ghost Rider for the first time on the big screen. Number 9 is Spider-Man 3. Yes, Part 3 is the worst of the Sam Raimi trilogy, and yes, we all laugh at Emo Peter. But there were some highlights in there too, namely Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman and finally seeing the Peter-Harry friendship come full circle. Number 8, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Sure, Edgar Wright's weirdly romantic comic book film is a cult classic today, and you probably already love it because all the cool kids do, but you'd be surprised how many people haven't given Scott Pilgrim a chance yet, and I'm here to let you know that you need to rectify that ASAP if you're one of those people. Number 7 is Ant-Man and the Wasp. While it tends to get overshadowed by other bigger movies in the MCU, Ant-Man and the Wasp is a perfectly well done sequel and builds upon the best things from Ant-Man. Plus, it introduces Michelle Pfeiffer into the MCU, so what's not to like about this movie? Number 6, Snowpiercer. Based on the French graphic novel of the same name, Snowpiercer features Chris Evans taking a break from Captain America to star in a very unique comic book movie. What's it about? A train that constantly moves around the Earth in a post-apocalyptic ice age as poor people in the cab decide to push their way to the elite in the front. Coming in at number 5, Sin City. Filmed mostly against a green screen, Sin City achieved a look that perfectly complemented the gritty noir books written and drawn by Frank Miller. In fact, very few live-action movies are this faithful to their source material. Number 4 is The Incredibles 2. While not technically a comic book movie in the sense that it wasn't adapted from one, it's Pixar's second take on the superhero genre, and it's a whole lot of fun, especially if you've got kids to watch it with. Number 3 is Road to Perdition, which is likely the closest you're ever going to get to seeing Tom Hanks play a comic book hero. Most people don't even realize that this movie is based off of a graphic novel, but it was, and it's a visually beautiful movie about a Great Depression era hitman whose family is murdered by the men he works for, so he seeks revenge while protecting his sole surviving son. Bonus trivia, that sole surviving son actually plays Superman on the Arrowverse now. Coming in at the number 2 spot is Avengers Infinity War. Out of all the MCU movies that are still left on Netflix, you've got to catch Infinity War with one of the most talked about cliffhangers of all time, that dreaded Thanos snap. But the number 1 comic book movie on Netflix has to be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Heartwarming and often hilarious, Spider-Verse is lush with vivid animation and offers arguably the best Spider-Man story to date, and that includes the live-action films. And that's the list for Netflix. Tweet me at KILLIAN or tell me in the comments what your favorite comic book movie on Netflix is. If you need help finding something good to watch on the other streaming platforms, be on the lookout for our other videos because we've got you covered there too.